G'day guys, Will here, welcome back to the channel. So we're back in the driver's seat of the sim rig again today. It's the first time I've actually driven the sim in a couple of weeks. As I mentioned in a previous video, I took a little bit of time off over the last couple of weeks, spent some time with the family. I've been flat out doing some other things as well, but took a little break from sim, but we're back in the hot seat again today with all the new updates that come along in week 13 of season 4 of 2019. So the big ones being the new tyre model now being applied to a bunch of new cars, including the Porsche 911 GT3, as well as AI competition now available in the Porsche 911 GT3 as well. So I thought today would be a perfect opportunity to check out the new tyre model, check out AI as well. Now I've seen a few comments from people around the place saying that it's a bit of a game changer. So, and I think that game changer tends to be a term that is used maybe a little bit flippantly these days. So the aim today is to really test this out, see exactly how good it is and whether it is something that literally does change the game or whether it's just a nice little addition to have. Now, I know for me personally, my biggest frustration with iRacing is that, you know, often you'll just have half an hour to race, you'll just want to jump on, have some fun, and then, you know, you'll end up getting into an event, having to wait to get into an event to start with, and then you end up getting taken out in turn 1 or even off the grid or something like that. You end up having a crappy race. It affects your safety rating, it affects your iRating. Now for me, that's a bit of a double-edged sword because it's part of the reason why I love iRacing as well as part of the reason why I get so frustrated with iRacing. And I talked about that in my love-hate relationship with iRacing video, linked above my head for you now. But yeah, I think this is gonna be something that's gonna be really awesome for people that just, you know, for example, your kids have just gone to bed, your wife's gone to sleep, and you've got a quick half hour to do some racing. You just wanna jump in and get going. You just want that instant gratification style gameplay. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump in and take a look. Okay, so I just want to quickly run you through some of the FAQ here on the iRacing page because this is actually really detailed and really good. Just answer quickly a few of the questions that I'm sure some of you might have here. So how do you access the AI? You've got to do it through the beta UI. Now, I've actually never used the beta UI before, but I had a quick look before just to familiarize myself with how all this is set up. Another big question here, does it affect your iRating or safety rating? No, it doesn't, and that is really important here, guys. That's what I was talking about before with just being able to jump in and play without any consequence. So yeah, it's a great way to practice. It's a great way to get more familiar with a car and a track with other cars on the track without the risk of losing SR or iRating. So in terms of content, there's some content provided by iRacing itself. You can also set up your own seasons as well, but we don't need to go through all of that at the moment. You can see here, and I'll run you through this in just a moment, the process of going through the wizard to set up an event. But there's a link in the description below for this page anyway, so you guys can see how this is all done if you want to read through the FAQ. But let's jump in now and actually set up a race. Okay, so we're here in the beta UI here. We want to click on Go Racing, and then we want to click on AI Races here. And you can see we've got a sample Porsche season here, which is like a season that's pre-made by iRacing. You can create a new season, or you can just do a single AI race. So we're going to click on single AI race here, and then we're going to add a track. Now I'm going to go with Road America. We might test out the new Lime Rock Park in a separate video, I think, but I'm going to go Road America simply because it's the most recent track that I did in the Porsches last time I drove the sim, which was 2 weeks ago now. And then we just want to work our way through the wizard here. So next option is weather. We'll go generate weather. We might actually do a dynamic weather session here. I've actually never driven in wet conditions, so it could be interesting if we end up getting some rain. Race session here. So 5 minutes practice. We'll turn practice off. Actually, might not do qualifying either. We might just jump straight into the race, make it a little bit more interesting, see how we go from the back of the grid. We could do laps or minutes. We'll just do a 15-minute session here. Car. We'll go add a car. You can see at the moment the only option is the Porsche 911 GT3, but they will be obviously adding more cars later on. Go next, set AI. So I've got it set here to between 60 and 90% field strength. So obviously the slower cars will be 60% and the faster cars will be 90%. Now I don't know what that 90% is based off. It says here, skill of the AI field will be distributed between the selected high and low. So I'm assuming 100% AI would mean, like, you know, what the fast guys are doing in real life, but I'm not really sure exactly how that works. If you know, let me know in the comments. Number of AI drivers, we'll do 25. And grid position, we'll start at the back of the grid. So we'll go grid position 26. Now we also have this option here called Avoid Me, which is off by default. You hover over the little question mark. It says AI opponents will try to avoid making contact with you. So I guess that means they kind of, with it off, they'll kind of get out of your way, whereas with it on, they're a little bit more aggressive. I don't know whether that just means that they don't pay attention to you at all, but we'll experiment with it and find out. So we'll leave it off for now. And then we'll go track options, standing starts. Yeah, we'll do standing start. Could be interesting actually with the new tyre model to see how the starts go, whether it's still the same as the video I did a couple of weeks ago explaining how to get a perfect launch in the 911. Double file inside is fine. Fast repairs, we won't have any limit for fast repairs. No point in sitting in the pit lane for an entire race against AI. Full course yellows automatically. Yeah, we'll leave that off. Boring. And enable lucky dog rule. I've got no idea what lucky dog rule is. When the caution flag is presented, the first driver on one lap down gets their lap returned. Yeah, we'll leave that off. Track conditions. All right, leave marbles on the track. Yes. Race starting. Track state generate. That can be automatic rather than carried over from the previous session. And then time of day. We'll do midday. I think is the best. And we also have the option there to accelerate the multiplier for the sun as well, so the sun will set quicker. But yeah, happy to just leave that as it is. Let's get going. Okay, so into the iRacing UI here now, and you can see we have a little next and previous button here that we can use to skip between the various different sessions. So if you screw up the start, you can just go back, start the race again, and obviously once you've finished your qualifying lap or you finish practicing, you just skip to the next session. You don't have to wait for the whole session to finish, which is really nice. But anyway, let's hit the grid. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see how the car launches with the new tyre model. Hopefully it works the same way as it did before. I doubt it though. Cold tyres. Well, wheel spin. Okay, we're definitely going to have to do a new video showing how to launch this car, I think. So we're going to pay attention to the tyre model as well as the AI cars here. We're going to brake nice and early. Definitely feels skatey. Whoa, back end trying to overtake me up the inside of this guy. So remember, we've got 60% strength at the rear and then up towards 90% at the front. So it'll be really interesting to see how many positions we can gain here. But the cold tyres definitely make a big difference. So whoa, it's sliding all over the place. Ah! Oh, we've got a crash. Just had no braking power at all there. It was just sliding. I mean, these cars are difficult to drive at the best of times anyway, but certainly makes it a lot more difficult now. Have to be very careful with the throttle application too. The car's handling feels okay, and they don't seem to be overly aggressive. It'll be interesting to see if anybody crashes or anything during the session on their own or crashes with each other, or whether they just kind of drive around single file and behave themselves. Seems like the damage is only cosmetic. I'm not feeling it too bad. Alright, see if we can hit him again. Oh, she wants to dance. Now I got no idea where I should be braking here. I'm going to brake at the 4-cone marker, I think. A little bit before. Oh, he's going to go for the inside. Nah, we're good. Whoa, sliding. Catch these guys. The tyres are starting to warm up now. It's gripping up a bit. Definitely still doesn't feel as grippy as I'm used to though. There's my slide from the previous lap. But it's so nice just being able to drive without it really, you know, just for fun, without it counting and without it, you know, having to worry about pissing other people off or anything. And it's still a challenge. Like, I mean, obviously I'm struggling here, but the fun level is definitely still there, which is cool. Maybe I should have set the strength of field a little lower. I'm definitely carrying more speed through there now. But it's really nice sort of having to feel the grip rather than just knowing by muscle memory where to brake and everything. It definitely adds a new dimension with this tyre model. Very similar to what I'm used to with the Skip Barber, I must say. So it's not all that much different in how it kind of behaves. So I think for people that haven't driven something that already had the V7 tyre model, this is probably going to be a much bigger shock than it is for me, having already done a season with it in the Skippies. But it'll be definitely interesting to see how the MX-5s go now. The rookie season with the new tyre model. I think that's going to be absolute chaos. Well, we've got an overtake going on up ahead of here. See what happens. Definitely got some grip now, he says as he slides. See if we can catch these guys. Whoa! Still can't figure out this braking in this car. Right up with me again. Probably shouldn't downshift. I'm downshifting all over the place still. A few of you guys have criticized me for that. It's definitely something I need to work on. Probably didn't need to downshift there either, but oh well. Well, they certainly seem to be holding each other up with their little battle here. Alright. Alright, it's on now. Oh boy. 3 at once. Yeah, boy. Starting to get a bit more confidence now. As I completely missed my braking point again. Whoop. Oh, it's nice to be back in the sim. 2 weeks off. I missed it. Come on, what you got? He's going to have the inside line. Almost better tucking in behind him, maybe. Kept it clean. Seems to be really good AI. I mean, I can't fault it so far. Notice that when I overtake people, they seem to kind of disappear into the distance pretty quickly, but I don't know. Yeah, I seem to, like, I pull away from him really quickly, and that seems to have happened every time. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but certainly when you're overtaking them, and remember that's with that funny AI option, the avoid option turned off as well. They're certainly not just sort of driving straight into me or anything like that, so I'm really impressed so far. See if we can catch another one. Whoa! So it took about 2.5, 3 laps to get the tyres up to temperature. Remember, it's a very long circuit as well, though. Bad exit. Three minutes remaining, so this lap and one more. Mate's catching up with me again. Oh, I nearly lost it. Alright, one more lap. No! Get through a whole race without spinning. It's almost like a win, right? Alright, final lap. Whoops. past it again. I don't know if the tyres are getting worn now or overheated. I doubt it by now. It's only a short race. Old mate's definitely up with me again now, though. Oh no! Oh my goodness. Last lap and I spin. Thought I was going to get through the whole race without spinning. Oh well. Let's see if we can keep these guys behind us. It's so nice just relaxing and enjoying driving the car though. It's funny. It's almost like liberating just having a race in iRacing without having to worry about if you hit somebody ruining their race or anything like that. So it's hard to say whether it's going to be a positive thing overall for iRacing or not, because part of me hopes that all the people that just want to drive and have fun and bash into other cars and stuff will kind of stick to AI. Whereas part of me also is concerned that some of the bad habits just developed in AI driving will then translate across into online racing, and people will take less care when they're driving in real races against real people. So it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out for sure. But this has certainly been a lot of fun, and definitely what I would say is liberating, having not, you know, not have to worry about other cars in the race. So how did we go? We ended up 18th. We were 17th, but oh well, these things happen. That was a lot of fun. What do these other cars do? They just keep driving, do they? Or, yeah, it looks like they just keep going. Alright, so I'm just going to try one more quick start. I might do the first couple of laps just with that avoid me option ticked. I'm trying to get a decent launch here as well, see if we can figure out the sweet spot. It'll be interesting to see how the avoid me thing behaves. Wheel spin. Whether they just completely jump out of the way like you would expect from blue flags in a Formula 1 race, or exactly what the behaviour is. Well, no contact so far. Moving over, see if we can thread it through here. So they don't seem to be driving all that much differently right now. Oh, we got a crash. So they do crash. And they stay off the track when they crash too. That's nice. They don't just drive straight back on like some people. Now, I should also mention that I turned the AI down to, whoops, nearly crashed into the back of him. Turned the AI down to 40 to 70% for this one, just so we'd be threading the field a bit more. So that's the reason why I'm suddenly a lot more competitive than I was before. Whoops, hit him. My bad, sorry mate. Whoa! I thought they were supposed to avoid you. Oh well, that's the end of that. So yeah, it's interesting. It doesn't seem to be all that much different with the avoid me switched on. I'll have to do a little bit more testing there over the next couple of days and see if I can figure out exactly what the difference is. But we saw there he kind of just came across into me, so I'm not sure. But anyway, certainly a lot of fun. All right, guys. So, yeah, look, I've got to say, really impressed so far. Obviously, there's a lot more experimentation and testing to be had over the course of the next couple of weeks. But, yeah, it behaves a lot better than I thought it would. When the AI was cranked up a little bit more, it was a little more challenging. Certainly found myself having to sort of plan and, execute moves rather than just sort of driving around them like I was in that last little bit. So obviously you want to try and have your AI dialed in to where your skill level is. But yeah, being able to sort of set a low and a high point, I think is really cool. A lot of sims don't really offer that at the moment. It's all all the cars just drive at the same level. So that's really cool. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really excellent way to, I guess, practice against other cars and, learn racecraft without consequences. And as I said at the end of the first race there, it'll be really interesting to see how this translates across into online racing, whether people develop bad habits in AI mode that they then bring into online racing, or whether people that want to just have a crash fest and just enjoy driving without consequence stick to AI or not. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you've tried this out or what your impressions are from this video. But I am certainly very excited about the future of iRacing. I think this is a really great addition, and yeah, very much looking forward to seeing it added to new cars. And as far as the tyre model is concerned as well, no real surprises for me there, having done the last season, the Skippies with the new tyre model, but I definitely think it adds a new dynamic. It's certainly going to mean some more chaos in the first couple of laps, particularly off the start line as well. And we'll definitely have to see if we can put together a new video on how to get a perfect launch in the updated tyre model car. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, there are links in the description below if you want to support the channel. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thanks very much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.